What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. It's the last SmackDown of 2022 and the WWE has a real banger planned for the main event as John Cena joins Kevin Owens to take on Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including bad news for AJ Styles, Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania opponent revealed, Batista was at SmackDown, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. As always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Paul Heyman's words of wisdom for Sami. Paul Heyman's not-so-friendly advice to Sami Zayn that he'd be wary of upstaging their tribal chief works so well on two levels. First, it showed Heyman's protectiveness of Reigns, not necessarily because he cares about him, but because he has his meal ticket. Second, and more importantly, it explained why Reigns is going to turn on Zayn. Reigns can talk about how he doesn't care about Zayn getting attention, but it's been well established that it's all about the head of the table, and Zayn's growing popularity is going to force Reigns to kick him out of the bloodline. Number 2, flop Dolla. Our last night's backstage segment, where SmackDown's babyface ribbed top Dolla for his epic fail at diving over the top rope recently, was brilliant. It was a good way to humanize the WWE's babyface superstars, showing them as real people gently mocking a colleague. Yes, the ultimate purpose was to start the big man on a path to heeldom, as he showed he can't take a joke, but like any good segment, it served more than one purpose. Clearly, this is a case of the WWE attempting to take the chicken shit and turn it into chicken salad, much as it did when fans turned on Rocky Maivia or Mr. McMahon's attempts to portray himself as the victim after the Montreal Screwjob backfired. Now, we're not predicting Top Dollar is ready to become as hot as The Rock or Mr. McMahon, but this could turn into something good both for Top Dollar and Hit Row. Number 3, Michael Cole pays tribute to Don West. Short, sweet, and classy, Michael Cole's brief acknowledgement of the passing of sports personality and longtime TNA commentator Don West was a moment that shows how much more freedom the WWE announcers have. Number 4, a well-booked bout. Last night's SmackDown Women's Championship defense by Ronda Rousey against Raquel Rodriguez was an excellent example of how to book a championship match on TV and make it special. They've spent the last few weeks building up Raquel's quest for the title, beginning with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey injuring her, and Rodriguez refusing to quit. Last night's hype video for Raquel was a nice touch, as was Michael Cole mentioning Rousey and Rodriguez's match earlier this year and how Rousey obviously felt threatened by the challenger, hence her efforts to take Rodriguez out of commission. As for the match itself, it was a classic storyline of an injured challenger doing her best to overcome a dangerous champion. The outcome may have not been in doubt, but Raquel looked terrific and will undoubtedly be women's champion one day. Number 5, Charlotte Flair returns. The Queen is back, and even better. She's taken the Women's Championship off Ronda Rousey, who's been anything but rowdy since her return at the Royal Rumble. While bad booking is part of the problem, Rousey deserves blame for refusing to improve her promos and phoning it in on the mic. Number 6, Braun's Beatdown. It's not too often that Braun Strowman gets beat down, but last night's pummeling by Gunther and the rest of Imperium was a reminder of how dangerous Gunther is, especially when he's accompanied by Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. Strowman seems like a shoo-in to defeat Gunther, but after last night's beatdown, things are anything but a shoo-in. This was another example of how to turn what looks like a one-sided match into an exciting event. Number 7, John Cena is in the house. John Cena's return showed how he's gone from a diverse figure in the WWE to a beloved legend. Sure, there will always be some Cena haters, but his lengthy absence from the WWE has helped fans remember what they love about him and forget about him being promoted too strongly when he was around every week. Cena's shout-out thanking the WWE Universe for their support throughout his career was touching, and his performance in the main event was worth his appearance, even if the match itself had its flaws. And WWE is stepping up its promotion game. Last night's SmackDown was must-see television, perhaps the first time all year that fans have felt they had to tune in, not only due to the exciting main event, but some other matches as well. They spent weeks promoting the show, and it had the feeling that it was something more than a regular TV show, if not quite at the pay-per-view level. They probably can't pull these off every week, at least not yet, but it's good practice for creative and gives fans incentives to tune in every week. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Bray's slow segment. The WWE needs to reevaluate its treatment of Bray Wyatt as his entrances have gone from slow to glacial. The entrance for last night's main event took less time than Bray's entrance, and Wyatt's promo was another meandering mess. Thankfully, LA Knight interrupted, saving fans from Bray bumbling through his dialogue. Yes, we understand that Wyatt is supposed to be a schizophrenic mess, but we're starting to wonder how much longer fans will put up with a storyline that has surpassed the Ms. Dexter Loomis snooze fest and taking forever to unravel. Number 2, burying the Brutes. Ridge Holland and Butch are back to mid-card, at least judging from their beatdown against the Bloodline. Sheamus' brawling Brutes brothers look like chumps against the Bloodline, and having 3 babyface wrestlers get outmatched by 3 heels is rarely a good look. The WWE likely wanted to set things up for Drew and Sheamus' tag team title match against the Usos next week, but this was a weak way of doing so. Number 3, 7 wasted months. It's been over 7 months since Charlotte Flair wrestled in the WWE, and in that time the Blue Brand has failed miserably in creating a main eventer. Sure, they tried to elevate Liv Morgan, but the gutsy loser approach failed much as it did with Nikki Ash. Subsequently, the WWE failed with its other female athletes, booking them as little more than cannon fodder to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the only possible exception being Raquel Rodriguez. That being said, is it any surprise that Charlotte Flair had to take the title off Ronda? That was nothing downright ugly, but last night's main event suffered from too many commercials, but you have to consider last night's SmackDown a success. The show may not fare well in the ratings, but it was extremely entertaining. What you guys think of the Blue Brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at bad news for AJ Styles. Initially, Styles' status was unknown, leaving fans guessing as to when the Phenomenal One will be back in the ring. Now AJ has updated the fans that he has broken his ankle. He tweeted, "Just want you guys to know that I'm okay. Broken ankle is what I'm dealing with. No surgery, this just takes some time to recover. This will be the longest I've ever been out of the ring. Thanks for the prayers and get well wishes." As reported earlier this week, Styles was hurt at a live event. He was competing in a 6-man tag when the referee stopped the match. According to the reports, Styles could not put any weight on his ankle. In fact, he had to be helped by his OC teammates to the back. Now, 2022 was a big year for Styles. Although he didn't hold any championship gold, he was involved in major programs. He feuded with Edge and later Edge's faction, the Judgment Day. He then reunited with the OC to battle at Judgment Day. His reunion with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows seemed to have invigorated his career further. We send our best wishes for AJ for a fast and full recovery. Next up, Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania foe is... Well, there's a wild rumor making the rounds about who Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania foe is going to be. This contradicts other rumors about who Ronda Rousey would face. Let's look at a recent report from Wrestling News, as WrestlingNews.co was able to confirm another match that is planned for WWE WrestleMania 39. Plans for a match between Ronda Rousey vs Becky Lynch have been scrapped. We've not been told yet what the plans are for Lynch. They tweeted about Rousey's opponent saying, "I don't know how they will get into this match, but I'm told that the plan for the SmackDown Women's title match at WrestleMania is Ronda Rousey defending against Rhea Ripley." As always, fans should take any rumor with a healthy amount of skepticism. The recent booking of Ripley suggested Rhea might feud with Bianca Belair or Becky Lynch. Either feud could be an epic program, but then again, so could Rhea vs Ronda. Next up, Batista was at SmackDown. A PW Insider is reporting that there were some big names backstage at last night's SmackDown, with Dave Batista spotted as well as Nature Boy Ric Flair. As you probably figured, Slick Rick was on hand to watch his daughter capture her 14th Women's Championship. Next up, a big botch on SmackDown. Did you guys see Gunther get busted open on SmackDown? Probably not, as the WWE did everything possible to avoid showing the General after Ricochet accidentally clobbered him with a chair during Ricochet's run-in to save Braun Strowman from Imperium. PW Insider reports Gunther appears to be okay, but that the WWE did its best to get the camera off him while medical personnel attended to him. And finally, John Cena speaks to fans after SmackDown. And last but not least, John Cena didn't just thank the fans during SmackDown for his support, he thanked the fans in attendance after the show went off the air. Cena praised the fans for their dedication as well as his fellow wrestlers. He also talked about what an honor it's been to perform for them for over the last 20 years. This may have sounded like a farewell, but as we noted this week, Cena is believed to be working at WrestleMania, barring a movie-making obstacle. Also, did anyone notice John Cena's massive bald spot? Man, these legends really make me feel old. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next year with some more wrestling content.